Hello Golden Choppers! Welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers tsaka newly discovered pa lang po sa aking channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So para sa araw na ito, panibagong landas ang tatahakin natin in our daily discussion here sa aking YouTube channel. So previously po na-observe ninyo sa aking YouTube channel, we are usually discussing topics about practical research 1. But for today's video, I will have to introduce to you the first topic na i-discuss natin about sa values education. So basically, panibagong landas ito, panibagong idea at panibagong matutuklasan nating mga learnings, okay, from this particular discussion. So I hope that you will be still with me in this particular topic, ladies and gentlemen. So ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa why values education. Welcome to my video number 198. Good morning once again, Golden Shoppers. So, andito pa rin tayo sa ating daily discussion here sa aking YouTube channel. So, na-mention ko na po sa inyo kanina na ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa values education. Malaking tanong ang ating pag-uusapan sa umagang ito. This is why values education. Common notion to us, upon hearing this particular subject, a lot of students would say, this is not an important subject anyway. So, yan ang usually kong naririnig talaga sa mga estudyante, diba? But kasi ang idea nila, pag sinasabi nating values education, it talks about the behavior, the character of a person. But here sa aking discussion for today, I would like to clarify to all of you, talking about values education will not only determine a kind of behavior that a person has, but definitely, ang ifo-focus natin sa ating discussion as we go along with our journey here sa panibagong subject is all about our citizenship, our role as a citizen of this country at the end of the day, our connection to the people inside this particular country at the end of the day, or in general, the human transformation that should be developed in every part of this particular country. And of course, in the entire world, generally speaking, we should have to be developed holistically as a person in this world. So that's how you are going to expect that this subject will flourish as we go along with our discussion. And I hope that by means of this particular discussion, you would also appreciate, okay, this particular subject at the end of the day. So basically sa ating discussion, may mga mamimension tayong tao na namayapan na but they have that big contribution in the development of values education in the country at the end of the day. So first and foremost, let's focus on the idea of President Corazon Aquino. But before going further to her statement, I would like also to justify in a line that says, educators are instrumental in the making or breaking of national destiny. So basically, may pinaka-highlight doon na line ha, in the making or breaking. Ang education po, the school, the institution as an agent for learning has that big role talaga. Whether sa tamang daan mapupunta ang mga estudyante na ito or they will have to go to another way. So that's how important the role of education and the institution, of course, no, in honing this kind of people at the end of the day. But I would like to justify dito sa video na ito, like for example, ikaw ay estudyante ko ngayon at nanonood ka sa video na ito. Of course, ngayon lang tayo nagkita, ngayon lang tayo nagmet. So meaning to say, I cannot change your behavior at the end of the day kasi na-develop ka na before pa man tayong nagkita, correct? So that is the reason why the goal of this particular discussion is to inform you, okay, that this is your responsibility as a person at the end of the day, or ikaw ay dapat ganito, you are expected to be like this. So it's up to you now if you are going to follow everything that I'm going to say in this particular video at the end of the day. Okay, but yun ang highlight natin, pwedeng ma-break ang opportunity ng isang estudyante or it will lead to a good destiny for his particular lifetime. Okay, the rule of schools for national destiny, that's very important to be recognized. And of course, embracing the concept of unity. Okay, yan ang pwede ding ituro at dapat ituro ng isang institution sa mga estudyante to be proud of one's identity. Okay, are you proud as a Filipino? I'm always asking this one to my students. Are you proud as a Filipino? Prove to me that you can be proud as a Filipino at the end of the day. So what's your answer for that? It's up to you, but very important that at the end of the day, whatever may happen to our country, we should be proud as a Filipino, or whatever nationality you have in this world, you should be proud. So that's it. And of course, very highlight sa ating subject, panibagong subject na ito, is the human transformation. Very important kasi malaki po ang role ng tao in the development of the world. So basically, dapat din na holistically, a person should be developed in this world. Kung papaano dapat siyang ma-develop, kailangan makater yon para sa kanya. So that's how we have to observe and we have to expect as we go along in this particular discussion. According to President Corazon Aquino, it is time for the nation to keep up the momentum of spiritual and moral renewal. I would have to inject historical discussion here kasi nung time kasi ni Corazon Aquino, that was also the time when the martial law occurred in the country. So basically, ito yung statement ni Corazon Aquino talaga, okay? Nung siya yung umupo sa posisyon as a president, basically, highlight natin dun sa sinabi niya, it is the time for us to renew, okay, our spiritual and moral aspect basically. So that's how. And until today, we should have to do it and we should have to practice that kind of statement given to us by President Corazon Aquino. Other schools, okay, they have religion as a subject. Okay, normal ito, especially sa mga private institutions, no, yung mga church school, no, na present dito here in the country, may mga subject talaga sila na religion. It depends upon what religion they are practicing also sa kanilang institution. So meron ito. Public schools before were represented by some volunteers to spread the words of God. I don't know if na-experience niyo ito, pero sa aking generation, I can still recall those times na may pumupunta sa school namin every Friday, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yun ang mga araw na pumapasok sila, and voluntarily tinuturo nila yung mga words of God basically. So until now I cannot forget that person talaga na pumupunta sa aming school, no? At the end of the day, nare-renew kami, nare-rekindle namin yung mga words of God at the time. So meron ito, mga program noon sa ating institution. Today, we still have values education as a subject. Okay, sa college, in high school, meron pa rin pag-i-inject ng subject na values education. Pero in college talaga, specifically sa aking tinuturuan ngayon na institution, talagang meron silang values education as a subject. Good for that, no? Kasi at least in one semester, for example, mai-expose siya with the kind of teachings, no, na whatever this subject is being prepared, or whatever things na inihanda ng subject na ito para sa mga estudyante. So at least, okay, so meron pa rin tayong subject na values education for the fact na sustain natin yung statement ng ating former President Aquino saying to us that we need to renew our spiritual and moral aspect at the end of the day while we are staying here in this world. So something like that we have to imagine and we have to rekindle at this very moment in time. Very important also to have that, okay? So to add this particular, to strengthen, no, the idea of values education, we have also the presence of Senator Leticia Shahani. I'm not familiar with this person. So kung na-familiar nyo siya, just comment na lang and para ma-refresh din ang lahat na makakabasa nito, because I'm not so familiar with this particular senator at the end of the day. But the focus is moral recovery and the building of the Filipino people, okay? And the rebuilding of the nation, quote unquote, yan ang pinaka-highlight, is also the subject of the regeneration program of the government. as contained in a paper entitled Moral Recovery Program, Building a Nation, Building a People, submitted to Congress by Senator Leticia Shahani. So ito po ang kanyang isinabit sa Congress. It's all about the Moral Recovery Program. So basically, highlight natin doon sa statement na sinabi ng kanyang program, it's all about the building of the Filipino people and the rebuilding of the nation at the end of the day. We have to strengthen our unity as a country. We have to strengthen our unity as a people at the end of the day. Especially in today's time, makikita talaga natin na we have to help one another. Okay, we have to exert an extra care for our fellow men because napakahirap na po ng mundo ngayon, and people needs people at the end of the day, especially in today's time na we are facing the pandemic. So to justify this one, in the program of the government before, especially in the anchored of the Department of Education, we have GMRC, if you can still recall, 'di ba? Yung good manners and right conduct. So isinusulong niya na idea ngayon na ibalik yung GMRC kasi it's been a long time na nawala po ang program na ito. Okay? So there's movement na ibalik, okay, ang idea ng good manners and right conduct in every classroom, especially in the basic education. Very important kasi ito yung mga years na kung saan hinuhon natin yung mga individuals to become a better citizen in the future. So something like that, okay? We have that program before. And also, talking about the building of the Filipino people, we have that idea of developing sense of belongingness, telling to you that you are a Filipino at the end of the day, telling to someone that you are a Filipino at the end of the day. So something like that, okay? That we should have to embrace. Ako ay isang Filipino and I'm caring for my country. I am supporting everything about Philippines. So something like that we have to think about. So building and rebuilding kasi there's a time also na na-destroy. Okay, historically speaking, talking about merong mga punto sa ating ang kasaysayan na na-break ang ating unity as a country. So that is the reason why, talking about this statement, we have to rebuild our nation. We have to do something to go back to that unification that we enjoyed before. Kasi kung unified ang buong Philippines, of course, it's not impossible for us to attain progress at the end of the day, talking about. So these are the things, no, na gustong i-inject ng values education to all of you as a subject. Something like that. So this is coming from Senator Leticia Shahani sa kanyang program na isinabmit sa Congress, which is the Moral Recovery Program, Building a Nation, Building a People at the end of the day. Meaning to say, develop ang Filipinos at the end of the day and also develop din po ang bansang Pilipinas. Yan po ang goal ng lahat ng tao. And hopefully, lahat ng mga Filipinos across the country, across the globe, should have to think about the development of the Philippines. Wherever you go in your life, wherever you are right now, once you are a Filipino, you always have to think. At sa lahat ng mga other nationalities who are watching this video, you could also think for your country in that manner. Okay, in order for us to attain, no, the success or the victory of our respective countries. So that's it. Yun ang goal ng values education at the end of the day when we are going to specify the value of this particular subject. So the third person that we have to introduce in this particular discussion is Senator Angara. Okay? Senator Angara, Chairman of Senate Committee on Education, once stressed the following, okay, in his time, no, nung siya ang naging Senate Committee on Education, ito yung hinighlight talaga ni Senator Angara, stating to us, we can only premise the development of our nation on solid education. So highlight pa rin ang education sa kanyang statement. On solid education, we could only be developed on solid education. So na-highlight pa rin dito ang school as an agent for learning. The role of education, okay, in educating or literating the minds of every people, no? Meaning to say, you have to educate them on how to become a good citizenship at the end of the day. On how to become a good citizen at the end of the day. So, something like that, no? Kasi ang isang mabuting citizen is also an asset of his country at the end of the day. So something like that. Hindi ka masyadong matalino, pero you are a good citizen. You are an asset of your country at the end of the day. To scaffold the idea of Senator Angara stating to us, we will need money, materials, and machine with which to improve our nation. Correct. Ang mga bagay na ito, pera, materials, machine, kailangan natin ito para ma-develop ang ating bansa. In fact, one of the bases in order for us to justify that a country is already a first world country, correct? Okay, however, we must have the most important vital ingredient in any transformation endeavor, and that means people. Big word po. That means people. Okay? So, pinaka-vital ito na dapat maintindihan natin. If we are aiming for the success of our country, the people should also be developed at the end of the day. So, something like that. The importance, highlight natin sa statement na ito, the importance of human development in a holistic manner. Okay? Comprehensive, malawak, okay, standard, okay? There is an excellent way of developing the people. Yan ang kailangan nating ma-develop at saka ma-practice here in our country. And we should have to achieve that one. Kailangan talaga, okay? According to the statement. So definitely, ano yung standard natin in recognizing this particular people at the end of the day? So dapat, when we are talking of holistic development ng isang tao, people with commensurate skills. Dapat na-develop kung ano mang skills ang meron ang taong yan. Okay? People with necessary values. Dapat na inherent niya kung ano yung proper values that should be shown. Okay? Sa tao as you go along with interaction at the end of the day. So something like that. So dapat develop tayo ang skills natin and also our values. Other than that, people who are willing to subordinate their selfish interest for the common good. Meaning to say, you are going to work hard not only for your personal interest, but you are always thinking for the welfare of the people. That is commendable. Kasi may mga tao na they are working too hard because they are aiming to be promoted, to be recognized for the claps of other people. That's not important at the end of the day. Kasi the most important thing is you are working from the heart. Anyway, God is watching you and God knows for your genuine service to the people. So, you don't need to prove to any people na, hey, ito yung gusto ko, ito yung ginagawa ko, please recognize my presence. No, you just have to work kasi God is watching every individuals in this world at the end of the day. Alam niya. Okay? So, may mga tao kasi na they're just working hard because of something that they're also aiming for themselves. Nakalagay dito, we have to work, okay, willingly, okay, not for our selfish interest. Okay? So, something like that. Aside from that, people who are guided by a common vision. Okay? Dapat kung ano yung vision ng Philippines, kung ano yung vision ng Filipino people, kung ano yung vision ng group na kung saan ka nabibilang at the end of the day, you should support. Yan ang pinaka-importante. Okay? Aside from that, people who are inspired by a sense of mission. Okay? Ano yung purpose? Why I am here? Why I should have to do this one? Why I should have to live with my passion? And why I have to serve the people of my country at the end of the day? So something like that you always have to imagine. So accordingly, ito yung kailangan natin na development. Aside from the money, the machines, the materials, and everything else na kailangan also for our development, ang atin pong people in the country should have this kind of abilities also, or the aspects of these people should also be developed in this way. So nakuha niyo po. So these are the essential aspects to be developed for the success of a certain nation. Kailangan natin ito. The skills development, the values development, yung idea mo on how you're going to recognize your service to the people, the welfare of the people at the end of the day. You have to support the common vision of your country and whatever identity you are being part of. And of course, you have to support the mission, okay, of any group that you are part of. So something like that, we have to imagine at the end of the day. Or ito po yung mga essential things that we could be able to learn, okay, by dealing the subject values education. So truly, the relevance of a country's educational system lies in its ability to form an outlook, a character, and an orientation necessary to achieve the goals of nation building. So highlight natin ha, the relevance of educational system. Very important po ito. Okay, highlight natin. Kaya nga, always ini-inject sa ating mga lesson plan teachers who are watching, talagang in any subject, in any discipline na itinuturo mo, we are being told, okay, na dapat there is valuing part sa ating discussion. In that 1 hour discussion, dapat na-insert mo talaga yung valuing. You are introducing the value of practicality, the value of life in your discussion at the end of the day. We are being told, okay, to insert valuing in our lesson plan. So very important kasi nakalagay dito talaga, the success of this endeavor lies in the hands of the educational system of the country, because at the end of the day, in this particular institution, okay, or this particular agency, we could be able to form an outlook, a character, and an orientation necessary to achieve the goals of the nation building. Thus, school as an agent for learning should develop the people of equal importance both in the aspects of academics and values formation. So basically, at the end of the day, knowing that there is values education subject in every courses in college, we have to adhere and accept the fact na kailangan as a person in this world, we should be developed in equal importance talaga. Kasi yung iba, they would have to choose na mas na-develop sila in academics. For example, wala akong pakialam dyan sa values education na yan. Mayaman kami. I can do anything. I can buy anything. I can play anything. I can do everything what I want. May mga statement na ganon, 'di ba? Pero in reality, the best thing talaga na development is you will be developed in both aspects. Okay? You are brilliant enough, nakapag-aral ka, nakapagtapos ka ng magandang degree, okay? Academically, you are being developed, but at the same time, pinaka-importante, kaakibat yan is na-develop din ang yung values as a person, yung character mo, yung behavior mo, na despite of everything na meron ka lahat, you can buy everything, you can do what you want kasi mayaman kayo nung ipinanganak ka, still, nandoon pa rin yung humble na behavior sa sarili mo, yung character na down to earth as a person, that's very important to be developed. So something like that, okay? Meaning to say, the message of this particular video is telling to all of you that it is possible for us to be developed in both aspect, both academic and of course in a proper values transformation. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think nangailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!